How's it going, everybody? It's our second session of this lead lines class I'm doing. I'm actually going to try to get it going on the Instagram as well. And that's great because we'll give people a second to kind of come in. Today, what I kind of wanted to look at was, it's a Beatles song, and it's got a couple cool lead line parts that I wanted us to kind of dive into. We'll do the main riff, we'll do some of the minor riffs that happen in the verses, and then we'll also do the solo. Yeah, we'll just give it a second while I try to log in. Incorrect. Cool. How about that? Sweet. All right. How's it going, everybody? So recently I have started doing great, it's giving me all these things I gotta click past. I've been doing a lead guitar class called Lead Lines. I'm on Zoom right now, and then I figured I'd go live on Instagram. But basically what I'm going to be doing is once a week, Wednesdays at 5:30, I'll be going live and doing our Zoom and just kind of going through some lead guitar playing stuff. It's free. You guys can tune in and watch. If you got questions, let me know. If you've got requests or anything like that, just let me know. After it's done, we'll post the video on YouTube as well. But let's get into it. Today, I'm going to be looking at a Beatles song called Dig a Pony. The main riff, couple riffs that happen in the verses, and then the solo as well. So I'll just play this main riff first so you guys can kind of get a feel for it. So that's the riff we're going to deal with. It is a riff that involves a lot of sliding. That's kind of the vibe of this riff, right? Those are the two main things we're doing. And then even down. It's all about these slides. They're not really doing any hammer-ons or pull-offs or anything like that. The slide is kind of what makes this riff, what gives it its feel. This song is interesting because you would think key-wise we would be in G, just based off that first. That first section is definitely part of that G major scale, right? But then the second section kind of fits as well. However, once we get to our verse and our chorus, we're adding an E major. We've got an A major that happens in our verse. And if you know the key of G, A major and E major are not chords in that key. So the Beatles do this a lot, but they their key is very liquid. It doesn't stay the same for long. So this intro is basically in the key of G. But once we get into our verse, we're doing an A major kind of deal. We'll get there when we get there. So this intro, we're just going to slide on our E string, the 3rd fret up to 7, right? 3 up to 7 with your ring finger, I recommend. And then we're going to take 5 on our A up to 7, sliding with your ring as well. And then when we're here, we're already in position to grab that 5 on D and then go back to 7 on our A. So that's that first little section. If this double slide is hard, you can do this guy. I just don't think it sounds as cool. Right? So that's our first little riff. When we're thinking of this intro, I like to think of it as there are three riffs. This first one, our second one, which is just a variation, and then our third one. Right? So this first one, 3 to 7, 5 to 7, 5, 7. Our second one is the exact same interval. We're just starting on our A string on 5. So we're sliding 5 to 9 on our A string, then 7 to 9 on our D string, and then we're going to hit that 7 on our G, and then back to 9 on your D, right? So it's the same intervals. We're just starting on 5 on A. Right? And try to slide all of those. Rhythm-wise, you can kind of notice that I'm not just playing straight. It's, well, the song's in 6, so you can almost feel it swung. Right? It's very bouncy. Okay, so those are our first 2 riffs. The second, or the last riff of this intro is all very reliant on these 3 to 4 slides we're doing on our A and our D string. We're also kind of changing the rhythm a bit. Our intro is all very consistent, 1 E and a 2 E, right? But we're adding some quicker notes in this last part. Anyway, this is kind of where we're first starting to see this A major. It's not that A minor. It's that A major we're doing. But really, even when you're playing this, it's only your 1 and your 5. It's only a power chord. An A power chord, right? So 0 on A, 2 on 5. 0 on A, 2 on D. And you're going 1, 2, 3. Right? Super bluesy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then on our A string, we're going to slide 3 to 4. Hit 2 on your D. Right? And then we're going to do that exact same pattern, except we're going D to G. Now we're going to walk it down. 4, 2. And then it ends with that 3 to 4 again. And then just an open A. So A, 3 to 4, 2, 3 to 4, 2. Walk it down. 3 to 4, 0. All right, so that's our last part. All right, that's our whole thing. It repeats twice in the intro, and then it goes twice at the end of the song. Any questions about that? I don't know who's on. No one's on Zoom. One person is watching the live. And it's Becky. Hi, Becky. We're learning Dig a Pony by the Beatles. All right, so let's go over that intro riff one more time before I kind of dig into these verse intervals that happen. All right, so it's this 3 to 7 on your E, 5 to 7 on your D, 5, 7. Then on your A strings, same intervals, but we're starting on 5. Right? A, 5 to 9, 7 to 9, G, 7, D, 9. And then this last part, A, 3 to 4, 2, and then that same riff on your D, 3 to 4, 2, then we're walking down, 4, 2, 3 to 4, 0. Alright, and really be thinking this whole song's in 6, so lots of these are that triplet. 2, 3, Right? Take it slow. Oh. Yep. All right. So that's our intro. Our verses chord-wise are super easy. You can look up those chords. They're not too hard. It's an A, F sharp minor, a B minor, and a G7, and then an E major. Right. So those are our chords. The first kind of riff that happens is on that A chord. There's this little hammer-on pull-off of like an A to a B minor, or it's an A to an A sus4 with a 6. I like to think of it as switching to this B minor but keeping that A in the bass. B minor 7. Right, so it's just our A and then hammering on our B string and our D string 3 and 4. So B, 3, D, 4. Okay, and then go to the F sharp minor like that, B minor, G7, and then it's kind of this next thing that happens. And all that is, it's just a double stop, which just means 2 notes at the same time, right? B and E string on 5, and we're sliding 5 to 7, back down to 5, and then hit your top inversion of that B minor, right? So if we're going, right, we're just doing double stops. You can kind of sprinkle that in however you want. George Harrison does a couple different things in there where he's doing it slight variations. But the gist of it is just this double stop on your B and E, 5 to 7, to that B minor. So B minor, G. Cool. That's a little one. Then there's this walk-up that happens leading into the chorus as well as out of the verses. It happens every time at the end of a verse. And it's just this interval walk-up that happens on your D and your B string. Our first one is just 5 to 6. So 5 on your D. Oh, 6 on your D, 5 on your B. Right, and slide that 6 up. 6 to 5, 7 7, 9 9. I want to check the end of that. I'm not actually sure if that's 100% what it is. You could celebrate. All right. Yep, that's right. So right, 6 on your D, 5 on your B, 7 7, 9 9, 11 10. So 11 on your D, 10 on your B. Then you're gonna switch to 11 on your D, 12 on your B, up to 12 and 13. And then it's going to end 14 14. Like I said earlier, right? We were thinking we're in the key of G. But that A major is not in the key of G. And that's what we're leading up to because it's going back into our verse. Right? I'll go over that one more time slowly. Right. 6 to 5, 7 to 7, 9 9, 11 10, 11 12, 12 13, 14 14. Cool. Our chorus is just 3 chords: G major, D major, and then we do the third riff of our intro. Right? We already went over that. Then we do it again: G, D, A major. So, when our chorus is going on, and honestly for most of this song, I kind of like to think of this song as being in D major. Right, that intro riff is kind of in G major, but our chorus is in D major for sure. And our verse has that E major in it, but we can kind of think of it as, because we've got an F sharp as well. It's almost an A major, but I wouldn't think too hard on that. All right, for the last little bit of this, let's go over that solo. So this solo is a super quick solo. It goes over just our verse progression, and it's got some odd bends in it, and that is probably because the studio recording of this was a live performance. So whatever was played in that live performance is kind of what went down as the solo, even if there was some odd things that happened. All right, so this solo mostly takes place on our G and our B string, although there are a couple notes on our D string. I don't think we go up to our E string once, but so that's kind of our first part of the solo. We're going to grab 9 on our G, 9, and then 11, 9 pull off, and then that's going to go to 11. 9, 11, 9, 11, and then we're going to get 10 on our B string, and that's kind of the start of this next. Same pattern. So 10, 11, or 10, 12, 10, 11. One more time. 9, 11, 9, 11, 10, 12, 10, 11. And it ends with a bend on your 12th string, on your 12th fret of your B string. And then we do this. Right, so that's our only note on our E string. We're bending 12 and then hitting 14 on our E. So 12 on B, 12 on B, 14 on E, and then it's 12, 12, 10, 11. Right? 12, 14, 12, 10, 11. Okay? The next part is odd. We're going to go 10, 12 on your B string, 10, 12. And then this bend is a third bend. And then after we do that third bend, we kind of go to just a full bend. And we hit that, stay up there. It's hard to get that on pitch. Right? And then we're hitting 10 on our D string, or G string. And then we're doing this 10, 12, then 12, 10. And then you do the same riff that we just did, except now instead of going to 10, we go to 12 on our G. And then this, how it ends, is just more of these intervals they like to do. So we're going to slide, all of these are on our B and E string. We're sliding 12 to 13, and then hitting 12 on our E, going up to 14, 14, 16, 16, 14, 14, back down to 13 and 12. And the first one, the first and the second one have a little break between them. Right? And then the rest are right after one another. Right? Let's go over that whole solo real quick. that's a solo. Just takes place over one verse. I'll go slow once. Right? So that's a solo. And that's all the parts of that song. After you do that solo section, it goes back into a verse, then it does the chorus again, and then it does that main riff as the outro. And that's it. I followed lots of the Ultimate Guitar tab. My live just, oh, no, it's back on. You can look at the Ultimate Guitar official tab. It's pretty decent. There are some things that aren't quite right and some things that are missing, but if you have this video and that tab, you will get most of it. Cool. All right. If you missed some of this or you want to see it all, it will be posted on the Rehearsal Room YouTube at some point. Peace, y'all. I'm done. I got a minute.